Okay, let's start the chapter 2. Okay, how can Excel help you create a data and content in a worksheet? You can see we spoke about the personal finance and the business finance, personal predictions, and all these things. And you can see the sample, how it looks like. We can explain further on these. Excel has many automated tools and commands that help you create data and content in a worksheet. In this chapter, what we will do, we will review a few things, and we should be able to answer these questions. How do I edit, find, replace cell content? What are autosum, average, min, and maximum? How do I move and copy a cell? How do I delete a column or a row? How can I use to fill handle tool? Why should I insert a hyperlink? What vocabulary word should I review and remember? A budget is estimated of income and expenses over time. You always, when you are doing in a business or in a personal, you should have a budget. So a budget is an estimated of income and expenses over time. In a typical budget, expense fills cells in the left column. So that's how it looks like. And the amount occupy cell to the right column. Now enter and edit data directly in any cell, or you can use a formula bar. Each cell in a worksheet can contain, as we see, words like rent, meals, business, facts, whatever, or a number. After you have keyed data into the cells, press enter to move to the next cell below. To edit the contents of a cell, double click the cell and insert a new data. So you go in the cell, double click on it and enter the data, new data. You can also click on the cell and edit the content in the formula bar, which is here. Now, content clear from cell 5, if you notice, to clear or empty the content of the cell, use the clear content button or press delete. You can also press delete to clear the content of a cell. Now, if you want to replace a content of a cell with a different phrase or a number, use the find and replace dialog box. Find and replace dialog box. You will find all the cells that match the old content and replace it with the new content. Just like in the Word, you can do that also and PowerPoint. Now, to do the calculation, you use AutoSum. AutoSum average min, minimum, maximum are built-in formula called functions. Now click at AutoSum, drop down to access to the average, maximum or minimum functions, and you can enter them bottom there. The AutoSum function add values in a row or a column. Now the average function finds the numeric average of the cell of average of each of listed cell. And the max function identifies the largest number in a group of selected cell. And minimum or min function identifies the smallest number in a group of selected cell. So you highlight the cells or the column and you do all these activities. Now, to move and copy a cell, use the cut, copy, and paste command. So if you want to move them, you cut them and move them. But if you want to just make a copy of it, you copy it and you paste it somewhere else. To cut a command, cuts the cells and place them in the clipboard. And the paste command pastes the cell from the clipboard to the worksheet. Now, instead of deleting the content of a cell and rekeying it them into a new place, you can simply move the cell. And how you do that, select the cell you want to move, then click on the cell edge and drag it to their new location. Academic skills, check. How can a budget help you manage your money? A budget can help you manage your money by keeping a track of your income and expenses, so you don't spend money you don't have, but also whenever you're trying to do a business plan or you are planning to increase an expenditure, you use same thing. How can identify a fixed cost help you estimate how much you might spend over a year? You can anticipate future costs by tracking the past cost, whether it's increase, same, or decrease percentage-wise also. What function add the values in a worksheet rows or a column? The AutoSum function add the values in a row or a column. How do you find the numeric average of a list cell? Use the average function to find the numeric average of a list cell. So you highlight them and you click sum and select the column in this place. The February column, you notice, has been deleted. So you just go and click on the top of it and you just click delete and delete all the rows or delete all the columns. It will tell you. So if you click here, you can delete all the rows. And if you click here, you can delete all the column like this. And when you do a double click in the middle, what will happen is basically you are you are fitting the data inside. Apologize for that. So to delete the content of a row or a column, select a row or a column and press delete key. When you delete a row or a column, both the content of the cell and the cell themselves are removed from the worksheet. Now, how do we create the data and content? We can add a new row or a new column also. You can also insert a new row and column between the existing row and columns by right-clicking on here. You can add row and column. Insert a new row and column allows you to add month or items to a budget. Now, be careful when you insert or delete a cell because you're going to leave one empty. Now, the cell around the inserted or deleted cell shifts, and the data may no longer line up with the column or row headings. So when you're inserting a row or a column, you have to be careful. Do not change any data, and do it in a new saving sheet, basically. Sometimes you may want to insert the same content into many different cells, and this way you can highlight them, or for example, a bill, you highlight them, copy, and insert them. For example, a bill may cost the same every month, or you may want to copy the formula across a multiple cell. To copy one cell content into several cells at once, use the fill handle or copy and paste. You can also add a hyperlink to a link related to files so that you can easily access to them. If a part of your worksheet reference another file, you can insert a hyperlink that will open the file when you click a link in your worksheet. Now let's do some academic check. What are some of the reasons you might need to add a row or a cell to a budget? Insert a row or cell to a worksheet to add a month and more expenses and income items to a budget. What happened to a surrounding cell when you delete an old cell or insert a new one? The cell around the inserted or deleted cell shift so that the data may no longer line up in a columns or a row heading. How do you insert the same content across the multiple cell? Use the fill handle to insert the same content across multiple cell or select copy and paste. How do you make a part of your worksheet link to a related part in a different worksheet file? Insert the hyperlink that will open the file when you click on it. Vocabulary reviews. What's a function? A built-in or a preset formula that is used to solve an equation. It's already there, the function. function? What's an autosum? A function used to add a value in rows or columns. What's a min or minimum? A function used to identify the smallest value of a group of cells. What's a max? A function used to identify the largest value in a group of cells. What's a cut? To remove a data, usually for the purpose of pasting it somewhere else in a worksheet. Paste, to replace previously cut or copied data into a worksheet. Clipboard, where cut or copied data is stored so that it can be copied into different location in a worksheet. Hyperlink, a link in a worksheet to a web page or to a different worksheet, another file. That's it. Thank you.